welcome to Taxonomy Online Mathematics. This is episode 5 of word problem under simultaneous equation. So in this video, we are going to provide an answer to this simple question. To the product of two numbers. The product of two numbers is given as what? 20. Positive numbers is 20. The sum of their squares. The sum of the squares of those numbers is also what? 41. So we have to find the two numbers. So since there are two numbers, we need two unknown variable or quantities. So let x and what? Y be the numbers. So if x and y are the numbers, then what are going to be the equation? Then the equations is going to be, they say that's the product of the numbers, meaning x times y should give us what? 20. That gives us the first aspect of the equation. Then the sum of the squares of the number, meaning the square of x plus the square of y should also give us what? 41. So these are the two equations we can generate from the question. And we learned in the previous episode that if you have two equations whereby one is product of the variable, it means you are going to have what? A quadratic equation. 1, 2. You need to use substitution method in order to arrive at your answer. So we are going to make x or y the subject in the first equation. So make of equation 1, making y the subject, meaning dividing through by what? X, to clear the coefficient to be what? Y alone. So y is going to be 20 divided by what? X. And that also gives us a new equation, because this is equation. Alright, what do? We put this value into equation 2. We put this value into equation 2. That is going to be x squared plus y squared, which is now 20 over x all squared equals to 41. That is the equation 2. So there is nothing here as y again. Y has been substituted before with values of x. So what do? We perform this under indices. If you have a over b all square, it means a square over what? B square. That is the property under indices. So we maintain our x squared. 20 square will be 20 times 20, and that will be 400 over x squared. That is x times x will be x squared, or equals to what? 41. Alright, so what do I do now? I think I'm having equation involving fraction. So multiply through by that LCM, which will be x squared. That will be having x squared times x squared times 400 over x squared. Then 41 times what? X squared. And that will multiply that way. So this is meaning 2 of the x squared. That can also be written as. So since there are 2 of the x squared, it means x squared squared. If this were to be x times x, it will be x times x become x squared. So we have that. This will cancel this, so plus 400 equals to 41 x squared. So I believe I can see that this is not x squared and x, but rather x to the power 4 and what? X squared. So now let's group them together to have 0 at the end. So x squared, this is coming closer to minus 41x squared plus equals what? 0. So we assume that if this is y, it will be y squared y. Do you see it? If it will be only y in place of this, the x squared becoming y, the x square here will also be y. Then it means I'll be having y square y, a constant, a quadratic equation. So we are going to say let x square equals what? Y. So if that is true, then in the bracket y square 41y 400 equals what? 0. You can see we have a quadratic equation, meaning finding the factors of positive 400. When you add, you should get negative what? 41, meaning the two factors have to be negative. And those two factors by division will be 16 and what? 25. So this is going to be y squared. They are all going to be negative. So 16y minus 25y plus 400 equals 0. What do we do? Grouping method. So group the first two into bracket y squared 16y minus into bracket 25y minus 400 equals 0. In your mind, you are asking why is this going to be negative where we are having as positive. Anytime there's a negative in front of a bracket, the sign in the bracket changes. As in, don't forget, factorization is the opposite of what? Expansion. So if I'm to expand this, the negative 1 will multiply 25 to give you negative 25. Negative 1 times negative 400 give you positive 400. So the sign in the bracket must change in order to we find the common factors in each bracket. Y square y. So y will be the common factor. Y squared divided by y will give you only y. 16y divided by y will produce 16. Then minus common factor for 25 and 400 will be 25. Divide 25y by 25, you get y. Then 400 divided by 25 will be 16, all equals what? 0. Common factor in a bracket. So we take that common factor out. Then the external factor is y minus 25 equals 0. This simply means that first bracket is equal to 0 or the second is equal to 0 in order to give me the product to be 0. So y minus 16 equals 0 or y minus what? What do you call it? 25 equals what? 0. So this is what we are going to have. I can have this to be y equals to 16 or y equals what? 25. Right? Alright, but don't forget y is equals to what? X squared. If y is equals to x squared, it means that we are going to have x squared equals to 16 or x squared equals to what? 25. I can find the square root, which we all know square root give you what? Two answers, positive and a negative. Or I make it this way, x squared minus 16 or x squared minus what? 25. Where in this case, what do we do? Inside this, I can find difference of 2 squared. If I do difference of 2 squared, I will get my answer. Difference of 2 squared, I will get my answer. Don't forget, as this is moving to this side, you are left with 0. You are left with what? 0. Because if you are moving this in, 0 will be there. So x squared minus 4 squared equals 0 or x squared minus 5 squared equals 0. So what do? From this will be x minus 4x plus 4 equals 0 or x minus 5x plus 5 equals what? 0. So in this case, I'll have two answers, x equals to 4 or x equals to what? Negative 4. Are we going to negative 4? X equals to 5 or x equals to minus what? 5. I'll also ignore the negative. X is going to be 4 or negative 4. Another x is going to be 5 or negative what? 5. But we can't take the negative, so we take only the positive. So that implies that x equals to 4 or what? 5. We are leaving the negative aspect, taking only the positive. Alright, what do we do next? We are looking for y as well. We are looking for two numbers. So, but we know y equals to 20 over x. So when n is taken as what? 4 into this, it will imply that y equals to 20 over what? 4. And that will give us y equals to 5. So the x is 4, y is what? 5. This is in case of x. So for the second aspect, when x is equals to 5, it will also imply that y is going to be 20 over 5, which is what? 4. So we can see the numbers are alternating. Therefore, meaning if the first number is 4, the second will be 5. If the first number is 5, the second will be 4. So these are the two numbers that have their sum to be 20, the square of their sum also to give us what? 41. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new on this channel. Like, share, and comment. Those who have subscribed so far, please click on the notification bell so that you will be notified anytime a video is uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode.